As a long-term superhero and comic book fan, I've generally been pretty excited for a new Marvel release. And yet this one, despite seeing it trailered for months and months, my sense of anticipation was fairly muted. I wasn't really sure about Captain America Brave New World, and I wasn't convinced it was the right vehicle to reignite interest in the MCU. And I guess I was right. It's an okay film, but it isn't a great one. And despite some fun action sequences, I'm going to say that Captain America without Steve Rogers, it probably isn't going to work for me. So what does Sam Wilson as Cap give us in this Brave New World? Well, firstly, this is a tale that does tie up a few loose ends and perhaps hint as what we can look forward to in the future. For loose ends, we get to see Celestial Island, something from the 2021 movie The Eternals, and even further back from that, we get to see some tie-ins to 2008's Incredible Hulk. That kind of stuff does hold appeal to comic book geeks and Marvel fans, I think. But outside that, much of this is a fairly run-of-the-mill movie, in honesty. It's quite slow in its build-up. There's one underused villain and one that doesn't seem very believable in a conspiracy-type story within an attempt to assassinate the president and create global conflict over Celestial Island and the adamantium, a new material that is found upon it. There's some odd casting here, I think. Shira Haas is in a role that will probably reappear, and that just seemed an odd choice to me. And Sidewinder is one villain who is widely underused. And the leader, I think it's no secret to mention his name here, I just think he was oddly portrayed. The saving grace in this for me was Harrison Ford and his Red Hulk, and that section of the film and the end sequence was one that I enjoyed the most. My lasting impression, though, is that I'm not especially interested in another standalone Captain America film. I like the character of Sam Wilson, and I like Anthony Mackie too. I think he was great as the Falcon. But for me, Chris Evans and Steve Rogers are shoes that are just too big to fill. And in fairness, this film does recognise that in almost breaking through the fourth wall and stating it. Overall, this wasn't a terrible watch, but I dare say it may be my least favourite Marvel film so far.